Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're talking about Nervos Network, CKB. Let's dive right into this. We got a tweet out of JoyID. MPCs, multi-party computational wallets, folks, were thought of as a savior of Web3 mass adoption. Some people get these confused with multi-sig wallets, folks, but these MPC wallets are basically wallets that are designed for the highest level of security for huge firms, governments, things like that. It allows them to manage their digital assets at the highest level possible at this time. But JoyID goes on to say that MPC charges a high price from the dApp end for the server cost. Now, when you're looking at some of the MPC wallet fees, you can see that, it's free for individuals, but when you're talking about high level adoption, you're going to be at this enterprise scale. And this could cost 5, 10s, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how many users you have using your MPC. Now, he goes on to say, and I thought this was very interesting, even MPC services only charge $1 per year per dApp. It's still unacceptable because it implies that all your users will be lost if you stop paying. So this is kind of like a Trojan horse in many ways, because once you sign up for this service, if you stop paying it, you are going to collapse. So I thought that was very interesting, well thought Twitter post, or X post, baby. Now, Nervos Network is looking to wrap up their hackathon September 3rd, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be somewhere out over the Pacific Ocean on my way to Japan at that time. Maybe I might be landing in Japan about that time. Anyways, now this is great. I hope that we see some great projects come out of this hackathon. 1.5 million CKB prize pool. So if you're a developer, you still have some time left to submit your project. Now, Matt Bitcoin. I have talked to Matt in person before. One of the smartest people in this space, in my opinion. He's always just thinking so far ahead when it comes to like crypto, blockchain, science, and things like that. He had the opportunity to present at the Stanford Center for Blockchain Research. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to hear the presentation, but I am very eager to. So check that out. I'll pin that in the description or the pinned comment. Now, another thing, folks, that I am very excited about is the Nervos Network CKB Halving, which is slated to really kind of happen sometime in November. As you can see, the base issuance rate will have from almost 2 million CKB per epoch down to about 1 million. This is awesome. This means that less CKB will go into circulation. As that happens and more people accumulate CKB, we like to see the price start going at an upward angle, folks. And we'll talk about the price in just a second. But there was an AMA that went down on Twitter with Jordan Mack. And, when you look at this AMA on Reddit that Jordan Mack did, I was blown away by the thoughtfulness, the attention to detail, and the level of detail that he responded with. People would ask a question and look at this response. It's 3-4 paragraphs long. This is why I love Jordan Mack. He is one of the most caring, brilliant people in this space, and he's able to deliver these high level answers, consistently. You can see he actually took his time to read every single post and respond. So tip of the hat to Jordan. Always love talking with him as well. So let's try to figure out what's going on with CKB and the price tag, folks. Now, I'm not really seeing it here on this chart, so we're going to just search for it. Oh, number 201. So CKB is climbing in the crypto rankings, and we have seen it climb from about level 250 or rank 250, 300, all the way up to 201 now. So in my opinion, when I look at investing into a cryptocurrency, and this isn't financial or trading advice, I like to look at the top 300-400 coins, because there's 20, 30,000 projects out there. If you're in the top 500, in my opinion, there's a good chance that you will be somewhat of a serious project. And it looks like, as we're talking, Nervos Network kicked into the top 200. How about that? Let's go see if it's in the top 200 now. I'm eager to see this. Okay, show more. Let's look, folks. Boom! How about that? When I start talking about Nervos Network, the price goes up, baby. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin here before we get into CKB, because CKB, my baby, which I just picked up over 1 million CKB last week, I think it was, it just holds a special place in my heart. What happened with Bitcoin, folks? Well, we saw Bitcoin come down from this nasty wick in early August, mid-August, and we saw this thing come down to the 786 looking for support. Now, I was very optimistic that this thing would, continue going up from here. But there was a part of me that said this could be a nasty bear leg signaling a continuation pattern down to this 23,000. Now, this grayscale stuff certainly has helped out with the sentiment in the market right now. But when we look at Bitcoin on the daily, it's pressing up against this 200 moving average. So I do think that, folks, if we can see Bitcoin clear 27.5, 27.6, hold that level, I do think there's a chance to see it rip up to around the $28,000 level. So, let's look at CKB really quick. Bear with me here, folks, while I pull it up on the screen. Here is CKB. And one thing that I've been kind of looking at for the price tag on CKB is this floor. And we kind of have like a little descending triangle style formation happen. So when we look at like the all-time price, you can see that this floor has been right around 0.002224, with the exception of the whole FTX collapse that we all went through. That drove the price down lower, but we are back up at this support level. And I can't help but to notice that there is some sort of descending triangle here. So a descending triangle can be a reversal pattern. It can be a continuation pattern. But I do think that we could see CKB reach up for this 0.0031-ish cent level if we can get past this 50-day moving average on the charts. It's hard to see. It's this little purple line here. So I'd like to see CKB get past this 0.002838 level and come back up and maybe test this 0.0031-ish level. I do think that there is a good chance it could possibly happen, simply because on the daily chart, folks, we are looking at a very thin Ichimoku cloud all the way into September. This is great because even if the price falls back down to the 0.0024-ish level, there is a strong possibility that the price could rebound and climb over this thin Ichimoku cloud. When Ichimoku clouds are thin, price action has an easier time to move through them versus if they are not. So when we look at CKB, let's just look at this on the weekly chart, and you can kind of see that this a descending triangle is defined. Price action, in my opinion, is just too far away from the cloud on this weekly chart. Now, we do have some room to run here, and I do think that going into even January, if we can get the price up to around this 0.0043-ish level, there's a great chance of moving through this thin part of the Ichimoku cloud. Here's a great example. This Ichimoku cloud went like this. And here's a good example of how easy price action moved through it because the cloud was thin. And when we had this big stinking cloud facing us here, price action just couldn't break through it. So I'm optimistic that we can get some sort of upward trend here. Now, I wanted to kind of highlight this also on the 4-hour chart was the possibility of a little ascending triangle that could be happening. Now, I love ascending triangles. They are one of my favorite patterns to play, folks. And you can see the lows are getting higher and higher, starting from right down here, up here, and I'm hoping that we see CKB really start taking off here. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes on things, folks, and it might not be till next week that I can put out another update on this. Like I said, I'm traveling to Japan, so I love you guys all, and I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. We'll see you guys all in the next video.